Isang magandang hapon, Crossfire community, as we welcome you to Day 14 ng Impact Summer 2025. Mga pala Sir Mon, kasama ko si Sneaky Frog at kami ang magiging casters ninyo para sa una nating serye. No? Pero bago ang lahat, Sneaky, malapit na mag-playoffs. I just wanna know, kamusta ka naman pare?
Yeah, I mean, last day na ng group stage dito sa Impact. Yun nga, no, didn't really notice the 7 weeks that we've already had dito sa tournament natin. And it seems like, yun nga, no, medyo maaga-aga nakita na natin yung playoff picture. But seems like the last day is more about yung formalities natin dito pare on who is just gonna get first, second, third, and fourth.
Oh, that's true, pare. Talagang we already have a really good picture on whoever is going to be going towards that playoff spot nga naman eh, no? Talagang doble kayod. Kahit nasa last leg na tayo ng group stages eh medyo may init-init pa rin naman ang mga competition, naglalaro pa rin mga teams natin at simply put no, kahit sa last day dapat hindi talaga magiging hindi talagang hayahay lamang ang mga teams natin. As we take a look, yung buong format ng Impact Summer, these teams have been fighting for, no? Kasi hindi lang to simpleng tier 2 tournament lamang ng Crossfire Philippines. Ito ay pinaglalaban napalaking prize pool where 8 teams in the group stage format have been battling it out in a single round robin, best of 3. Pero next week, lilipat na tayo sa best of 5. So dyan na talaga ang tamang init na ng kompetisyon.
Yeah, for sure. And since kinda alam na natin kung sino yung makakapasok dito sa top 4, ayun nga, it is gonna be them clashing dito sa ating playoffs. Prize pool is gonna be of course $700 para sa first place, second place is gonna get $500, $400 para dito sa third place, and fourth is gonna get $300. So, a lot to battle for. Papunta nga dito sa ating top 4, plus you're also fighting for that play-in spot dito sa ating regional finals at the end of the year. So, a lot at stake on the first season ng Impact ng 2025.
Hindi lang financial stake, no? Talagang it also elevates you to the top nating CFS PH community as well as a team who's trying to grind it out na hindi nakapasok sa PH Masters. This is the next best thing. And not only that, very important din para makaabot ka nga naman sa Crossfire Stars at the end of the year as well. So hopefully, one of these teams are gonna have a really good time papunta dito sa ating last day as we take a look at the standings sa buong kabuuan ng Impact Summer. Talaga nga namang we had expectations and some of them have been met. A lot of them have been met as of yet. The top 1 and 2 was definitely expected. SUNDAYSHROOMS, Matt Jess as Rhea 7 Armita and Heroics try to fight for their spot nga naman, and they definitely have done so in time, while everybody else at the bottom of the leaderboard has been trying to get themselves a really good matchup. Pero yun nga lang no? Medyo mahirap-hirap pagdating din sa Impact Summer considering how competitive the stage has been.
Yeah, I mean, very, very tragic, no, yung nangyari dito sa XPT, considering na kung natalo nga nila yung Heroics dito sa week number 6, this could have been them in the top 4, and this could be, one of the first teams in a while that we have for 5 unknowns on the team, and all of a sudden, nandito nga sila dito sa ating playoffs. Pero parang nga it is, as per usual business para dito sa Impact. Seeing itong SUNDAYSHROOMS matches, Rhea 7, Heroics being in that position. So, ayun nga, no, I think the only glaring thing lang talaga dito sa ating top 8, which is that number 6 spot para sa Vengeance. I mean, Vengeance, expectation was playoffs para sa kanila at the start of the season, but with 4 losses, pare, I don't think that's possible. So, at least they're gonna try to go out with a bang dito sa series natin for today.
Absolutely true, pare. Considering that this is still more than just formalities at this point, parang ang magandang point na lang is to end the season strong para sa pagpasok ng Impact Fall where they have another shot at trying to get themselves back in towards the community. Talaga nga namang maayos din ang magiging round nila doon. No? As we're taking a look at the schedule for today, it will be a banger of a schedule. Para masasabi nating preview of the top 1 and top 2 performances in the playoffs, as well as SUNDAYSHROOMS versus Vengeance sa ating first match. And we have another Cebuana Derby. Papunta dito sa ating second matchup. It will be Matt Jess versus Rhea 7 as well.
Yeah, I think especially in second series na yan, it's just Matt Jess G-checking siguro itong R7 on how good they actually are dito sa tournament natin, but I don't think that second position is gonna move anytime soon para naman sa Vengeance, no? I mean, one up against itong SUNDAYSHROOMS. Para sa mga nakakaalam dyan, Vengeance actually beat the stack of SUNDAYSHROOMS and yung Vanguard when it was the off-season. So that was a very interesting W to pick up. I think Los Zetas yata yun. I have no idea how I remember that, pero ayun nga, baby Vengeance, there's a semblance of a chance with Tetsu and itong si Aiden no longer on that collab roster. It's instead the real SUNDAYSHROOMS roster, pare. Pero para sa akin, SS, ayun nga, they've clashed with Vengeance multiple times. Hindi lang dito sa CFSPH Impact, kundi sa mga ibang tournaments as well. So, pagdating naman dito sa head-to-head natin, I feel like both teams kinda have a rough idea kung paano sila maglalaro dito.
Magkakilala ba lang naman outside of Impact Summer just gives them a bit more room to work with, no? A little, parang hindi tayo papasok sa matchup na masabi nating fresh, hindi natin masabi nga hindi nila kilala isa't isa. They've known each other for quite some time now, and that just means that Vengeance are coming into this not blind, pero mukhang may panlaban ata dito sa SUNDAYSHROOMS, no? So hopefully gamitin nila yung experience nila coming into this first matchup, Vengeance versus SUNDAYSHROOMS nga ulit. Sagupaan nga as mentioned in our lower thirds at this point in time, no? So let's take a look at both teams very closely. SUNDAYSHROOMS, the top of the barrel when it comes to the Impact Summer leaderboards as well. And considering the playoffs, hindi ko naman sinasabing medyo nag-iisa sila, no? Pero ang dami kasing Cebuanos in the playoffs bracket, no? What makes them so different from everybody, pare?
SUNDAYSHROOMS, I mean, you have a good balance of experience, no, dito sa team na to, and also youth as well. Obviously, Kid from Hell coming in galing sa kanyang stint dito sa Vengeance, destroying every single team that is in Impact, pare, and nandun sa play-in, it wasn't even close at that time, and he was one of the main reasons why Vanguard was so good last year, no? His erratic entering and gameplay na nakakatulong nga dito sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. But I feel like it's not really a big surprise na maganda yung performance ni J. Kim, considering na nagpakita na siya ng ganitong laruan from last year's Impact tournament. So, ayun nga, I feel like he just got a lot better. Mas naging solid and consistent na kanyang gameplay. He's a lot less tilty, no? Kumpara nga dito sa kanyang stint sa XQ. You know, nagkakaroon kasi na moments talaga where Kim, he loses like 2 or 3 rounds and maybe he becomes depressed, pare, and he just, you know, has a hard time the rest of the game. Pero he's very easily ang dali niya maka-recover. Just give him 1 round and yun nga, he's back in the game. He's very similar to the anime character na si para sa nakakaalam sa Haikyuu, no? Parang si Bokuto basically in this team. So, ayun nga, he's a very, very good ace, but man, sometimes he does get tilted. Pero rest of the team actually performing well as well. I think yung pinakamalaking surprise sa akin was actually si Zib and si Zoren. Fully knowing them personally, no, I didn't think na they would be performing this well talaga pagdating sa Impact, but hey, they've had some really good performances dito, especially si Zib.
Yeah, talaga nga naman, no? Very, very top-rounded team as we head on into the map veto para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS and Vengeance. We'll talk about Vengeance in just a short while, pero tingnan natin kung saan sila lalaban, no? Ankara, Black Widow, and Compound, they both get very good maps on each of their respective team, pare. BL side getting started on by SUNDAYSHROOMS just means that they have a little bit more than advantage from the start, while SUNDAYSHROOMS get their best map pick, pero yun nga lang, Vengeance, they are known to really have really good Black Widow maps as well, pare.
Yeah, for sure. I was just very surprised na hindi Black Widow yung pipiliin ng Vengeance, considering that's probably their best map off the jump. Pero Ankara is not too bad of a shout para sa kanila as well, considering na, you know, Jelloy did very well sa mapa na to. Ayun nga, Suwa did really well sa mapa na to. So, a lot of players can really pop off para dito sa Vengeance in this Ankara map. Black Widow is a bit of a mystery para sa akin, considering na, yun nga, Vengeance has a really good BL sa mapa na to, but then yung Black Widow GR dito ng SUNDAYSHROOMS isn't too bad as well. So, I wouldn't say 50-50. I think may slight advantage pa rin yung SUNDAYSHROOMS going into map number 2. Pero map number 3, I feel like that's all SS pa rin. Not gonna lie. Kasi, ayun nga, Vengeance, medyo kalat yung kanilang gameplay pagdating dito sa Compound.
A map where it's super easy to dissect your opponents kapag alam mo na yung tempo nila, where SUNDAYSHROOMS actually have a really big strength nga naman. So kung maabot nga tayo sa decider na yon, mukhang lalaro tayo sa playground ng SUNDAYSHROOMS nga at that point in time as we head on into another announcement. May team substitution ang pareho nating kupunan, where SUNDAYSHROOMS are going to be taking out tong si Zoren, putting in Sib 777 in the roster. I believe it was around the time when naglaro sila against Al Sovereign, where he actually did a pretty respectable performance, no?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Zib isn't really too bad of a player, no? He's, every time na may sub in dito yung SUNDAYSHROOMS, it is more of a parang Swiss Army knife kind of player, which I do appreciate. Zib, I think he has some really good sniping spots as well, especially in the first 2 maps. So, looking forward to what he can offer, no? Dito sa SS. And he has already played dito sa tournament na to kasi, you know, a certain guy that starts with a K and ends with a from hell, pare, you know, fellowship, and, you know, couldn't make the game. So, ayun nga, Zib did a great job naman of filling in para sa kanya. I think SUNDAYSHROOMS not gonna struggle at all pagdating sa sub na to.
Yeah, especially since they're really good at mid-rounding as well. Zib is very flexible, so hopefully nothing changes at all for Sundaystrooms. No? Pero that's for SS. Yung players naman on Vengeance as well, they will also have a substitution and it will be CJ out. Yung is mga una na lang subs and it will be Jeloy in the roster. So they're gonna keep their original form coming into the Impact Summer. So that means Sua and Jeloy will be reunited as a rifling duo.
Yeah, and I think kailangan na talaga si Jeloy dito sa roster to. I feel like CJ, granted man, he played absolutely amazingly dun sa last week. But CJ, as much as he has a lot of output para sa kanyang team, I feel like Jeloy does a lot of stuff para dito sa Vengeance that kind of goes under the radar pare. And I feel like Vengeance, with the way that the team is structured, where it's like 3 riflers, maybe a sniper, looking for opportunities sa mapa while 2 players kind of stay back. You kind of need him to be that second anchor para sa kanyang team. Pero depende pa naman talaga. Vengeance, it's the last day of group stage. Baka malay mo, di ba? Trip ni Jeloy maging more aggressive this time.
Absolutely, pare. Something that has to be demanded out of Jeloy nga naman for Vengeance, as the inconsistency has continued throughout. No? So hopefully, yung highest peaks nila makikita natin pagdating dito sa last day before the playoffs as we head on into yung predictions natin, ang pinakamahirap na pag-usapan dito sa broadcast natin so far. Pero for this matchup in particular, I don't think it's gonna be that difficult to discuss. 2-0 para sa Sundaystrooms for me. I think they have the leg in dito sa ating matchup. And what about you, Sneaky?
I'm thinking Sundayshrooms 2-1. Medyo dangerous yung second map, not gonna lie, para dito sa SS. As much as I believe in the boys dito sa Sundayshrooms, that Black Widow is gonna be a big mystery para sa akin dito. But yeah, I believe Vengeance can at least get one here, man.
Okay. So, 2-0 for me, 2-1 for you, which definitely gives a lot more respect dito sa original lineup nga naman ng Vengeance Cat. Can deal damage, but hopefully makuha nga nila yung consistency na makikita natin sa kanila na hinahanap natin all throughout the Impact Summer season. But going back, the discussion around Vengeance naman starts with how inconsistent they've been. They had their highs, they had their lows, pero they've had a bit of chances to show off that roster with a lot of firepower. It's just that sometimes pare, they kind of fall from the get-go kasi either masyado silang passive or masyado silang nag-over-rotate, diba?
Yeah, for sure. I think Vengeance kind of gets stuck sometimes dito sa kanilang sarili na laruan. I think I've seen this time and time again, even dun sa stint nila from last year na, they play really good in the map and all of a sudden, something hitches para sa kanila dito and they all freeze. And pwede sana yun if this was like CFEL 2018-17 siguro, where there wasn't much defaults back in the day, pero ngayon we're in 2025, man. It's default heavy. Obviously hindi kayo pwede na nakatiyo lang the entire time. Someone has to make the play happen. That's why napapansin mo yung mga best teams dito sa Impact. Yung nga, kagaya ng Sundayshrooms, they have players within the team na is not afraid to push the line forward, to play the risky play in order to give them the further advantage. So I want to see more of that galing sa Vengeance kasi you have really freaking good players, man. Napakagaling ni Kara at ni Suwa. Kara especially. So I want Vengeance to take advantage more ng kanilang mga star players dito.
Yeah. Now we're gonna start in towards that Ankara map sa ating pinaka-last game para sa Sundayshrooms on the season. Vengeance is gonna starting strong with Azan is bringing on down. That's a 1-for-1. Kid from Hell already on high mid kasama ang the rest of Sundayshrooms. Fully controlling yung tower. RS already now focused by Ram, a very aggressive player, where Vengeance now have to play with the squeeze at them coming through from SS.
Yeah, Alret's good shot dito kay Zib. Kid from Hell already on very, very low HP. Pero Jeloy will come in dito kay Ram. All of a sudden, it's a 2 versus 3. Kid from Hell nasa loob pa naman ng 2F and he gets taken down immediately. J-Ba is the only one left alive dito sa loob ng RS. As Sua does get him. Bog standard defense lang. Galing sa Vengeance, Sundayshrooms trying to take it fast dito sa mid.
Yeah, it's either yung naipit, try na lang ipitin yung Vengeance from the rotation, or naipit mismo yung SS, playing around yung RS control na meron sila dito. I think it was the overpush from Ram that actually got caught off guard by the rotation from Vengeance. Tapos Kara, right place. I think he was the hotel player, slowly crawling up towards that akyatan position. Just nagulat na nga lang na hindi nakapagpasok ng B-site ang Sundayshrooms. So, no entry whatsoever. They got stuck in towards that high mid position despite really good entry from Kid from Hell. No? So, 1-0 for Vengeance. Smoke on in towards that A-site and they see that there's adaptation. Sobrang dami na atang investment from that mid side that they want to take an extremity for themselves ngayon, Sneaky Frog.
Yun nga, SUNDAYSHROOMS with a more calculated approach. Papunta dito sa A site, who was spotted from that fence position. Mapapabalik siya ng room A, pero hindi siya makakabalik on that top A position. Jeloy, mag-isa na lang dito. Ram will get taken down eventually, pero meron pa naman tatlo papunta dito sa top A, and as he gets naded, that's a clear top A. That's a 3v3 as J Kim goes down. Not too bad of a spot para sa Vengeance. If someone can swing by dito sa CA, this wouldn't be too bad of a retake.
They have a nade, pero Kid from Hell is just gonna lurk around the shadows while Azen is already opening up the space. That's an entry down. That will be J-Bice for another one. So 2 versus 2, pareho pa silang low. So medyo nahihirapan na sila at ang layo pa ni Kid from Hell. Stick on the bomb. I think that's gonna be it as Azenit will be getting himself the defuse and Aldrets will be expecting Kid from Hell. So Colt out, a 2-0 Vengeance with a good start sa Ankara map natin.
Yeah, I like na Vengeance is straight up went for it pagdating dito sa retake. I mean, hindi pa nakaka-set up yung SUNDAYSHROOMS pagdating sa kanilang retake defense. No? So they were kind of caught off guard when someone was literally on the site with an M4. As Vengeance is still the exact same defense para sa kanila dito, just like how I said. They are a very default-heavy team, pero so far, gumagana naman yung kanilang default dito. Especially Aldrets and itong si Azenit who's gotten 3 each.
I think the issue is also kind of the pacing since kind of seen na medyo pagkatapos na ko rin yung objective, they were willing to still keeping the fights going. Tas yung after ng shot nila, I think they were a little too aggressive on trying to take yung post-plant position nila while they also were expecting yung flank from Kid from Hell. That was from Vengeance. His timing naman na in-expect nila yung RS player tapos dun pa lang maayos na yung rotation nila. So J-Kim, nice flash, Kara down. That will be a good headshot sa entry nila on that hotel position. At kita mo yung adaptation ng Vengeance right now. They keep both Aldrets and Azenit to play a bit more aggressively. Azenit is gonna drop in towards bypass. Nakita niya si Zib. It's a really good spray down from him. A triple para kay Azenit. And what do you know? The C4 is down sa bypass. Aldrets with another shot. Perfectly placed dito kay J Kim. Si J-Bice na lang. In a 1v3 scenario, we're bombed down. At ang daming players na kailangan niyang hakutin dito. At simulan niya kay Aldrets. Called out. Beautifully done sa kanya. Pero si Azenit, inuhold pa rin niya yung C4 natin.
Wait, Azenit just stood there?
What?
Yun lang, bakit mo tinaywan yung nade, Azenit? Oh, makes it a 1v1. I mean, it is a possibility. One tap to the head galing dito sa Colt from J-Bice. Pero yun lang, Suwa. Round the corner, Suwa spotted dito ni J-Bice. Never mind, he's turned around looking at the wrong direction entirely. 3-0 Vengeance. Good defense so far. Azenit saying hi to his old teammate na si Kid from Hell in that TB position, canceling out the possibility of a B-split, pare.
Sayang, men. And if it wasn't for Azenit's positioning and his awareness from that bypass spot, it was an easy entry for SUNDAYSHROOMS. Pero their passive control, from something that medyo na-expect ko from the previous games that we've seen Vengeance do, wala na siya no? Aggressively taking control of that space as Jakim's gonna knock that down purely out of Azenit's demise into a 5v4. Nasa kanila yung hotel position pare, SUNDAYSHROOMS are looking to take control of both yung A mid at saka yung B site where hotel is crawling with so many SUNDAYSHROOMS players.
Wait, pero J-Bice trying to get that sick timing going into Vents, maybe trying to get the Vents player. Pero dahil nga na-realize ni Karen na walang tao dito sa LA, no, they're gonna start focusing this B side. As we see itong si Aldrets get back into his position. B-side defense is a bit weak though, pero feeling ko retake yata yung hanap dito ng Vengeance.
Luto pa rin siguro ng late lurk coming through from Jeloy as well. So the car is gonna have to rotate back as fast as possible. Skid from Hell, may entry na sa site. Clear about corners, spring on from the smoke as well. Aldrets expected, then through the smoke, through the blind. Patayin na si Aldrets into this 3 versus 3 after Kara takes down Kid from Hell. Jeloy and another one gets killed off by Ram and Zib. It's a 2v1. Suwa also expected. So pag-rotate niya pabalik into the B site, it will be another round for SUNDAYSHROOMS and finally breaking the streak of Vengeance, pare.
Yeah, I mean, good move galing dito kay Kid from Hell, getting yung bato position natin dito in order to further make their retake defense easier. Someone has to make those types of plays. And the Kid from Hell is the one to do it, pare. So SUNDAYSHROOMS now with a point. Dito sa kanilang BL side, they're gonna need to start streaking a bit here. And tignan mo naman sa Vengeance, as like I said, default heavy team is the exact same defense. So SUNDAYSHROOMS, if you read this kind of pattern, pwede kayong pumasok ng A side. But you have to get Suwa first. Suwa shot already dito sa my Vents position. J-Bice with the room flash. And here we go on that 8 position. Sua on the inside of room. Instantly taken down dito ni Kid from Hell. Spotting itong si Jeloy as well. Jeloy down to 1 HP there. Nandito na si Azenit on the behind, on the exit. Pero hindi pa siya mababawasan. The hesitation to get into top A could be the key in Vengeance getting back this site. Pero Jeloy, mamamatay na nga dito. Azenit nandito pa sa top A trying to defend against 4 players. Pero hindi nila magagawa yun. Vengeance swept dito sa top A. That entire fight was just top A, pare.
My goodness, pare, no? Usually, in these sorts of scenarios, we're hindi ko masabi aggressive, no? Pero very calculated na yung pace ng SUNDAYSHROOMS. They had control, pakatapos na patayin si Jeloy, and they had all the pace in the world para makapasok na on the top A, where they just took their time, pare. Just soaking the choke out of these players on Vengeance right now, as it will be that first kill dito kay Alrets, push on in from Azenit as well, and because of the M4 spray, naiisip na ni J-Bice na baka may pumasok, pero popcorn thanks to the grenade. Azenit able to take down J-Bice as well for V4, and it's eventually gonna be a B push for SUNDAYSHROOMS, as it will be another attempt at Azenit to take another spray down, pero yun nga lang, Kid from Hell expects it.
Yo, wait, hotel position though. They need to be careful about yung position dito ni Sua coming in from the behind. Ram is gonna get taken out. So at least meron silang information na may magagaling dito na second mid and their hotel. Zib will get Jeloy eventually thanks to those tracers. So 2 versus 3. Half HP pa yung dalawang players dito. Pero Kid from Hell from the behind will easily get itong si Kara. Sua na lang natitira and he's a known entity. Dito sa loob ng hotel, Jake Kim at the jump. Zib with the headshot. And that is another round on the board para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. Good recovery after that 0-3 start.
Alam mo, napansin ko din no? SUNDAYSHROOMS is not always the type of team na will start fast, which honestly, they take some time para ma-download yung opponents mo na at mukhang downloaded na ang data. Alam na yung pace, alam na kung kailan dapat maging aggressive. They took their time on taking yung bypass control pakatapos sila patayin si Azenit on the mid side. And very well, that becomes a very big weapon para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS na ngayon na kino-control na ni J-Bice yung mismong rotations ng mga teammates niya at alam na niya kung paano niya handle ang GR side ng Vengeance ngayon as they now play with its default position, separating tong si Ram to try to take control of that A site as well, habang yung iba sa Vengeance naman may tamang hiwalay lamang para magkaroon ng semblance of control all across the map.
So control para dito sa SUNDAYSHROOMS, not as fast as before sa pagkuha nila ng mid. I think they're a lot more aware siguro sa antics dito ni Azenit in this tunnel speed position. And I really like finally na Azenit is not playing itong hotel. He has had a hard time holding yung position na yan. So kind of picking up the slack for his captain. So a minute left on the clock. Utility check para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. They have 2 flashes, 3 flashes, and 2 smokes. Actually, 5 flashes and 2 smokes. So, plenty of utility na pwede pang setup dito sa loob ng site. Pero para naman sa Vengeance, they're still holding on to so much util as well.
My goodness. If Jacob doesn't clear, itong si Kara's gonna be a very dangerous opponent later on. But Alrets on the front line gets one. Yun nga lang, that will be a trade. That will be Jacob finally taking control of that flank watch. Expected na yung likod at mukhang sa harap agad-agad nakuha pa ng SUNDAYSHROOMS ang control dito sa B site. Rotations coming forward for Sua, as well as tong si Jeloy into this 2 versus 4 where it looks unwinnable unless they kill off tong si Ram. Sa harap-harapan lamang ng site as well. They kill one and it will be a 1 versus 4 for Jeloy. Gets sprayed down as well, as SUNDAYSHROOMS will take 1 round into the lead as well.
Yeah. 4-3 SUNDAYSHROOMS. Seems like the recovery is not stopping para sa kanila dito. It might turn into dominance dito sa mapa ng Ankara. 2 more rounds till they get the score that they desired, which is 6-3. Pero Vengeance sa laban pa naman dito. Of course, J-Bice tagged down to low HP dito sa yellow early. So Sua might get a bit frisky dito sa LA. But no, he's gonna get dissuaded. The amount of nades na tinatapon dito is really dissuading him from playing that Vents position. But at the same time, SUNDAYSHROOMS, they do know that room flash. So hindi safe yung position dito ni Sua. Pag yan pumasok yung flash na yan, ayun lang. Someone missed the flash. Huh? Oh my god, someone missed the flash galing sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. But that's fine. They're gonna take site anyways, pare. Even Vengeance is confused kung saan pumutok yung flash na yun. What is happening? Okay, so ayun nga, usually you bounce a flash dun sa fence or dun sa pole that is right next to EA and it bounced the other way. Unfortunate, pero feeling ko hindi na yata magagawa ng Vengeance ang retake, pare.
Nako po. As long as they kill off the top players, as long as, as long as the entry is clean, it doesn't matter where the utility hits. Kasi SUNDAYSHROOMS still has it in the bag nga naman eh, no? 5-3. Again, with the aggressive timing back in towards that A site execute, I think they read na dalawa lang yung nasa top A. I think just because of their read on killing up ng si Jelloy, it will be a very fast conversion back in towards stairs. I think that was also I think I think the flash just wasn't needed, pare. They just needed to kill them off, and that's just all that they needed para magkaroon sila ng control dun sa may A site. No? So, SUNDAYSHROOMS back in towards default. Vengeance have to rely on push out nila all the way towards that bypass push as Alreds holds the angle. Kid from Hell spots him out though. The shot doesn't connect, and eventually it does. Papunta kay Alreds right now. Bypass in full control. High mid also. A lot of pressure given up over towards Azinet as well. So a 1-0. SUNDAYSHROOMS gonna be happy to take yung man count advantage natin and run to the A side.
Yun nga. Outlets already being down is not good news para sa Vengeance whatsoever. You're gonna need that sniper to heat up, and if he's dead, he is very, very cold. That's for sure. Pero Azinet, I think na-recognize nila na wala ng tao dito sa B site. So, CA gonna be the target. Pero kung ganda ng position dito ni Ram, he can deny this rotation into CA. But never mind, Azinet still gets itong si Ram. Sua will get the spray, pero Zeb will get the finish. Pero di nila napansin si Jelloy na nasa loob ng smoke ng EA. J-Bice na lang natitira in a 1 versus 3. J-Bice spotting itong si Jelloy. Hold on, wait a minute. It's possible, pero hindi niya alam na meron tao dito sa likod. Azinet getting his fellow captain. 5-4. Pretty equal ang Kara so far, which I didn't expect. No, I actually expected VNG would be struggling dito sa first half and maybe thriving sa second, pero their defense is really good.
Kaya nga eh. Yung kinulang lang pala is one more player to the mix. Sa defense ng A-site, Azinet on a proactive position din sa may vents. Tapos yung pag-hold ni Jelloy on the cross as well. Just made sure that everything is topsy-turvy sa GR side nila on that A-site defense. Which honestly, 2 out of the 3 times dun pa lang naging successful. And on the last round, dun pa lang sila nagkaroon ng adaptation as Kara picks up 2 kills. All that's with the shot. That will pick up so many of those defenses coming through for SUNDAYSHROOMS as Vengeance. They clear off the site, and that leaves Jacob and Ram to play the retake scenario with the numbers disadvantage, pare. They have to play around the smoke while Vengeance is already in. They already cleared the 4 takeoff this time around as Kara only gets 1 shot to the dome. Ram in a 1 versus 2. Azinet to play around that smoke, pare. Hindi alam ni Ram na kung papasok siya from the flank or if he has to go back towards the B side. Hinahabol siya ng dalawa. Yun nga lang, he has time to rotate. And time he shall do kasi magpa-flank na lang siya all the way from CA.
Yun nga, 35 seconds left on the clock. Jelloy na dito sa top A. Pero Azinet, first one to peek. Pero Ram can do this. Nagpipeak pa nga si Jelloy. Dangerous peak. Pero 5-5 pa rin ang magiging score natin dito. Vengeance. Hey, they're still neck and neck up against itong SUNDAYSHROOMS, pare. I really feel like this is gonna be one of our longer Ankaras, pare. I'm not saying that it is gonna be 12-12, pero feeling ko it's gonna be around yung 8-10 or maybe 7-10 na range, pare. Kasi feeling ko both sides of the server naman are really showing their strengths, pare. Obviously, yung strengths ng default dito ng Vengeance when it comes to their defense maybe could be the same dito sa ating second half considering the amount of times they do practice yung kanilang mga executes dito. So, let's see. I mean, SUNDAYSHROOMS, obviously, wala pa tayong nakikitang, anything eye-popping galing sa kanila dito. We're not seeing a 20 bomb galing kay J Kim. We're not seeing a 20 bomb galing kay J-Bice yet. So, yun nga, we're currently seeing SUNDAYSHROOMS maybe warming up dito sa series natin. And, ayun nga, Vengeance, this is their opportunity to take their own map pick, pare. Considering na Black Widow pa yung map number 2, this is possibly your best shot into getting another win on the board. Finishing off the season good. And, why not give your old teammate an L, pare, no?
Magkakatropa nga sila at the end of the day, no? But, just a few things na napansin nga natin, no? Medyo slow nga yung approach nga ulit ng SUNDAYSHROOMS. Usually nga naman sa mga games nila, they needed some time to take a read on their opponents. Tapos saka pa lang sila nagkakaroon ng maayos na reads kapag tumatagal na nga yung game. Maybe they're also adjusting to Zoren's absence nga as well. No? I'm not saying that Zib is a bad player by any means as well. It's just a big effect kapag you're used to a system na where one player is just very reliable at that role. No? Tapos you have to change it at moment's notice. Parang sa gantong sitwasyon, kailangan talaga mag-adapt. At adapt they have been, and that's not also to say the SUNDAYSHROOMS are having a very bad game. No? They're neck and neck against a team that is, di ka masabing popular map pick nga nila, ang Kara, but a lot of the times that they do pick this map, they have a really good performances. No? So, all is good sa pareho nating teams. No? I think Azenit, something that we've expected out of him is that he's a really good player when he's on form. And on form he has been, pare. He's been doing a lot of the legwork in that GR side.
For sure, for sure. I think especially nga dito sa GR side, no, I feel like, Azenit has done a amazing job dito sa on this first half. I feel like, yun nga kagaya na sinabi ko, the adjustment of him going from the hotel player being the TB player, feeling ko mas bagay kay Azenit yun. Kasi Azenit, he has a tendency to, maybe overplay his hand. And pagdating naman sa hotel position, you can never do that. Kasi napakalaking parte ng mapa ang mawawala dito sa GR if you do let that position go. So, overall, good adjustments galing to Vengeance throughout the season. Pero, let's just see. Kid from Hell has been playing pretty good as well. Honestly, has been the Kid from Hell versus Azenit show in terms of the top fraggers. So, let's see kung tuloy-tuloy yan, man.
Yep. Will he be the star of the show para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS, or will Azenit continue to reign supreme for Vengeance right now? As they're back into the reset right now, 5-5. And back into the BL side para sa Vengeance ngayon. Suwa, low on HP thanks to the nades. So you could tell that his position is going to be vital pagdating sa mga entries natin dito for Vengeance side. It's full for a full minute for Vengeance. They're just winding the clock down, expecting the overpush from bypass, expecting the high mid pressure na pwedeng gawin nga ng mga players ng Vengeance natin. As wala pare, I think this is going to be another 40-second execute if Vengeance do rely on that high mid pressure na gagawin nga nila ngayon.
Yeah, better make that 42. Because you don't want to be executing on even numbers, pare. That's too expected. Pero Kara, in this box's position, so he's going to be responsible for holding out this entire rotation from the two players. Pero J-Kim narinig na nga na bumaba ng Vents. Punished immediately, Kara, with the amount of presence he has on the other side. But they do have a slight clue na it is going to be a B-side take. Walang nagro-rotate galing sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. Zib will get the first frag dito kay Suwa. Mapapabalik siya. Kid from Hell inside of batteries will get Azenit. Good spray. 3 versus 4 actually. Kara still coming in from behind. Pero di yata aware yung SUNDAYSHROOMS na meron na nakalikod sa kanila dito. Zib with a good shot saving that flank. 2 versus 2 all of a sudden thanks to Jeloy. And no utility except for one ram from behind. Jeloy running away. Repeat dying. Alret's the only one left alive. And that is it for his life, pare. Grabe naman SUNDAYSHROOMS. Good retake, but at the same time, I'm surprised na they bailed themselves out yung dun sa position ni Kara dito, pare.
Kaya nga pare. Honestly, Kara was just 2 seconds away from killing the rotator that was J-Bice. Pero Civ very clutch sa pagpatay sa kanya. Plus the rotate from Ram all the way back in towards that hotel or bypass, excuse me. You can tell that this guy really wants to take the round back and take the round he shall. But Alretz hits a really nice crispy shot kay J-Bice. Up and down the smoke as well, one way given. And 5 versus 4, SUNDAYSHROOMS are pushing every corner dito sa may RS natin. Sip gonna try to kill up tong si Jeloy. Calling the rotation from Alretz right now. It's 1 bullet, 2 bullets from Sip. The punishment is real and Vengeance are crumpling to pieces. Entry from Suwa. Kara's gonna get shut down. It will be a 1 versus 4. But Suwa's also gonna get knocked out by J-Kim. What a haymaker para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS 7-5.
Hey, no way. You missed kay Zib dito, man. I mean, that's one of the more common holds dito sa mapa na to. But at the same time, I didn't expect Zib to live for that long, pare. I mean, he was just standing. It's a dead round, guys. Don't worry. But he was just standing dito sa big door. And, ayun nga, na-wallbang na siya dito. I feel like, akala yata ng mga players na yung first player na si Kid from Hell was already in bypass. Obviously, he was already in bypass. He was like almost straight up dead. Pero di ata in-expect nila si Zib with that second swing. Pero hindi ko in-expect si Alret mamamatay din. I think they didn't expect him to be swung that wide dito sa may market position natin. But man, that's a tilting round para sa Vengeance. I mean, you guys got killed in your base while you were holding. And here lies the problem dito ng Vengeance, no? I know na they do have a mode where they do freeze a bit, yun nga, back to the default heavy style. Yeah. But I really hope na this is not the moment where they just default again and again and again na ayun nga, no, there's no one guy that's kind of leading the charge, creating the openings para sa kanyang team. Vengeance need to avoid this kind of play right now, pare, kasi sila yung down eh.
Totoo. And if it was a time para gawin yun, it's on the last day before the playoffs, pare. No? Talagang parang you don't want to be remembered as a team that just has this one mistake tapos never na siyang natanggal sa'yo. No? Sana nga talaga matanggal yun kasi I've always seen Vengeance as a type of team that can kind of make it. But they've shown time and time again that they have a little few kinks na kailangan nilang ayusin, pare. No? Talagang kailangan ding matingnan ng maayos. They have so many weeks where they had to fix yung mga bad habits nila on either overpushing or missing timings, yung talagang napapunish na ngayon ng Sundayshrooms just because of the time that they took. They only one round just to analyze that okay lang sa kanilang mag-push ng isa-isa lamang on towards their RS, pare. And just another testament to the J-Bice masterclass in IGLing talaga, no?
Yeah, for sure. I think J-Bice has done a very, very great job so far dito sa game natin. Granted, yung mga ibang calls na were kind of spotty, especially that round 1 ay straight up HN push. But I think they were just trying to catch itong Vengeance off guard with their pacing. But then, ayun nga, now it is Sundayshrooms on defense. Obviously, they look a lot more comfortable. Yun nga, it's kind of this Vengeance kind of pushing into them more than, the opposite nga dito, pare. But at the same time, we just had a round na ayun nga, they straight up push itong LA. Jakim won for the check dito sa box. And ayun nga, I really feel like itong si J-Bice is now slowly starting to get the read dito kay Azenit. And this is a very dangerous thing para sa Vengeance kasi once he has the read, obviously, he knows what parts of the map to attack para, pumangat yung opensa nga dito ng Vengeance.
Yeah, just it's just a bad time kapag kalaban mo si J-Bice, tas alam na niya yung mga gagawin sa mapa talaga, no? And it also kind of helps na the mechanics of everybody from Sundayshrooms is also back in good form na nga din, no? So Sib, very aggressive, definitely Ram, you can say the same as well for him. So as long as they have good reads on the map, then yung talent ng players naman ang bubuhat sa kanila, no? So something na as you mentioned, their GR side is also going to be benefiting a lot, especially with how many times that Vengeance just relies on those slow executes na ginagawa nga nila, no? So hopefully yung mga good things na napapansin natin as well from Vengeance will shine through, especially for Kara, who honestly is doing okay naman in comparison to Azenit, who really is parang showing up to the plate nga naman para sa ating magiging first game dito. So that improvement will be noted, pero something that they also have to work on as well is yung consistency ng buong team as a whole. So will Sua and Jeloy step up to the plate yet again? It's a 5-7. GR side pa rin ang Sundayshrooms. They push on from J-Bice as he expects Azenit, but he does not hit the shot eventually. Yan nga lang, napatay nga lang siya ng ganun-ganun lamang.
Yun lang, pero Kid Framel gonna do another check dito sa hotel, but this time Jeloy holding a way better angle kumpara kanina. So Sundayshrooms gonna end up in a 3v5, 2 minutes left on the round. The Ram is gonna find itong si Kara, will get away in that EA position as well to secure itong A site. So it's not too bad of a find pa sa Sundayshrooms, but one more would definitely turn the tides of the round dito, pare.
Not the more aggressive pushes that we kind of want to see from the Sundayshrooms roster. But Vengeance is doing a good job of rotating back in towards that hotel side. Sib, he's gonna get expected. That mukhang napapunish na siya ni Azenit this 19th round. 3v2, good shot from Jacob as well. And with a cult out, Elritz is gonna expect that ngayon. So Ram, 1v3, does not expect Elritz to get another shot yet again. Jumps out on the box and makes it a 6-7 para sa Vengeance, pare.
Yeah, another dead round, unfortunately. I think J-Bice unfortunately sending it mid and trying to get itong bypass player natin early. I think he was trying to get revenge. After that earlier pick, no? Dito sa may archers natin. And yun nga, it seems like Sundayshrooms trying to do the exact same thing. Pero feeling ko unexpected dito ng Vengeance, man. I feel like they were just really holding angles dun sa... they were just really holding bad angles dito sa last round natin. And I feel like... they kind of learned from it. You have to adjust quick, especially with this kind of situation, pare. But, yeah, I mean, another dead round definitely not gonna help with the momentum dito ng SS, pare.
Yeah. Also one of the rounds that they kind of risk like an overpush as well from second mid. So medyo napadali tuloy yung pag-push nila towards that hotel side. So, just some bad reads overall. But that's kind of the thing as well na medyo na-expect natin from Sundayshrooms. We kind of say sometimes na pwede sila sa PH Masters, pero they kind of learn from, or they kind of have this thing sa kanila being an impact team where they also have a few mistakes to actually work on as well. So Rat Round was just one of them. Sometimes some good reach just doesn't go their way, at mukhang isang moment back into the drawing board na ulit yung SUNDAYSHROOMS nga naman no. So
Yeah.
I think
I mean, this is what I kind of expected galing dito sa Vengeance, no? This is what the peak of the team looks like, na they can actively contest against the first seed dito ng Impact, but then, ayun nga, no, they're gonna have days where they can barely get it up against itong Cypher Pro team, pare. So, I'm glad that we are seeing yung at least higher side of the spectrum siguro para dito sa Vengeance. Yung napansin ko nga actually dito sa Ankara game na to, the stars aren't really fragging as hard as we expected, no, pare. I mean, J Kim had 5 at one point. Tong si Kara, you know, he was getting caught time and time again. Granted, he had some good frags. Still, it's not the same explosive Kara na nakikita natin dito sa Ankara as per usual, no? So, I think that's kind of making yung game a whole lot closer, considering na, you know, one of the, or at least two of the 2 stars are kind of struggling to get points on the board right now, pare.
Yeah, maybe they're just adjusting to the subs, or maybe the comms are a little different, or sometimes minsan talaga may mga times na, you know, they're just having a not as good of a day as we usually kind of expect that from them. No? Lots of factors na mako-consider natin outside of the server, pero hopefully pagtagal nga naman ng game natin makapag-connect nga sila na maayos dito into the game as well. That's Ankara map. We'll see a lot more crossfire, kumbaga. Marami pa tayong rounds na makikita natin dito. There will be a potential for Vengeance to still come back into this. Hopefully Kara logs into the system, and maybe everybody just keeps on going. A good food points nga naman is that even though CJ is not in the roster, they still keep yung parang adaptation nila ng maayos no. I think one of the things that they had in firepower kay CJ, now they have with Cohesion as a team now, with Suwa and Jeloy now on the roster. They go back to how they usually practice. They go back to how they usually scrim with the team as well. So I think Vengeance have shown a bit more of that flair in them dito sa Ankara map. While SUNDAYSHROOMS, yung consistency na hinahanap natin sa kanila, yun yung nawala. Pero in place naman, yung firepower na dagdagan. Kasi si Sib, nakikita natin, ang ganda naman ng mga positions at saka ang ganda din ng aim as a player.
Yeah, for sure. Pero, ayun nga, no, I feel like that's kind of not Zib's role, honestly. Pero yun nga, big ups to Zib, pare, for getting those frags. Pero ayun nga, I think you have a point dito kay Jeloy. I really feel like I'd rather have, you know, another steady presence dito sa backline rather than another crazy rifler on my team, no? So, ayun nga, it does make sense na Vengeance are playing a lot better this time with him back on the roster. Yung nga, CJ, I feel like itong si CJ galing dito sa Vengeance, he would be fitting on like a team that really needs firepower, pare, maybe, you know, a Cypher Pro team siguro. But yes, ayun nga, I feel like this version dito ng Vengeance is showing a lot better crossfire kumpara sa nakita natin, where it was more spotty galing sa Vengeance. Let's say it was a bit more pubby galing sa kanila dito for the past few weeks, but now yun nga, no, it's more stable, more setup-y galing sa kanila, and I feel like this is where the strength lies para dito sa Vengeance. At the same time, I feel like yun nga, no, maybe the SUNDAYSHROOMS boys miss itong si Zoren. Granted, Zib has been playing very good, no, pero si Zoren kasi he can also, you know, provide, you know, sniping para sa kanyang team. Maybe he would have had a better day dito sa Ankara, but you know, it's all speculation for now, pare, kasi ayun nga, we're trying to stretch time dito sa TR.
Medyo napapatagal nga no. Pero just a bit of apologies on our end nga naman. Talaga, we're trying our best para makapag-reconnect tayo back into the game, pero there are some technical difficulties na nangyayari sa server natin as a whole. So hopefully, bigyan kayo ng konting patience lamang. Makakapasok tayo in just a short while. We're just waiting for updates on our end as well. So marami naman tayong pwede pag-usapan no. So we've talked about yung expectations natin for this game as a whole. What about yung magiging game mamaya no? Matt Jess versus Rhea 7 Arbita. That's a bit of a banger to watch, pare. Ang daming pwedeng matchups at head-to-heads na pwede natin i-compare sa isa't isa no?
Oof, I don't know about that, but my prediction there was 2-0 MJ. Not gonna lie. I predicted.
To be honest,
that's my prediction, man. Honestly, like 2-0 MJ. I feel like I love R7, man. I feel like the boys, they're a fun bunch, but Matches, I feel like they're too good. Zach is too good. Ayun nga, Rels is too good. I feel like kung magsama yung dalawa na yun, then they're definitely gonna have a good game later, considering yung mga rookies are also doing really good in this tournament as well. So, ayun nga, I feel like Matches definitely just gonna take that over itong R7, but still, ayun nga, that's probably gonna piss off some people, pare, but ayun nga, let's see. I mean, the only thing they can do is just prove me wrong. Kung ganun. Pero yeah, best of luck dito sa R7, pare. Hopefully we see another M60 or something.
Yeah, I mean yung pinakamalaking problema lang naman nila is yung GR side nila. Kung saan yung BL naman, maayos naman, medyo may konting kailangang i-improve. Pero yung GR, that definitely is where something that they can have the most improvement on talaga. The macro, not the most perfect, pero in terms of talent, in terms of firepower, I think Jeff Rox and the rest of the boys can actually contend nga naman sa playoffs natin. It's just that they're gonna be hurling up against a very, very big wall. That is Matt Jess ka naman. Not to say na Reyes 7 Ermita is not a very talented team by any means. It's just that individually they're strong, pero as a team medyo madaling ma-dissect. And laban sa isang Matt Jess, kumbaga, yung firepower can be matched. So yung labanan na lang is yung brains at this point in time. No? Pero yan ay para sa second series natin mamaya. Focus tayo sa kung nasan tayo ngayon. Vengeance versus Sundayshrooms 6-7. Very, very dikit ang laban natin ngayon. As we mentioned, si Zorimit na double AWM. What about Kid from Hell? Hawak na ngayon yung sniper as we're gonna have a very aggressive LA push. J-Bice gonna get contested as Kara hits the shots to a low on HP. Dalawang tao na nasa loob ng CA na pamapatay lamang ni Kara at Ijeloy as well. A very aggressive Vengeance looking to strike back against Sundayshrooms ngayon, pare.
Yun nga, I'm surprised na they're playing at this kind of pace itong Sundayshrooms. Maybe they're trying to end the game early. But at the same time, nakot na kayo ng Vengeance with that exact same play in that last round. So, ayun nga, maybe off the timeout, gusto nilang gawin dito. But yeah, 7-7 in just 30 seconds, pare. The game is now tied up. And let's see, Sundayshrooms. J-Bice na deciding not to go for that mid-peak this time. Pero ito na nga yung second sniper that we are looking for, but in the hands of Kid from Hell this time.
Yeah, just a surprise. Usually we'd see him as the entry rifler. Now very much aggressively on Hotel, but Kara, look at that spray down! Jacob and Ram! Patay sa loob ng vents! Duguan sa loob ng mid-side! Azinet with a double kill! 2 players from Vengeance! Ending this round right here, right now, si J-Bice na lang. Gerald, anong gagawin mo dito, pare? 4 ang kalaban mo sa A-site.
Yeah, I mean, 1 HP, AWM, 4 na 3 ratrat pa yung kalaban mo dito. Nako po. Yeah, J-Bice is just gonna decide to back up all the way dito sa ating, yeah, just on the other side of the map. I mean, not much you can do. Honestly, just use the rest of the timer siguro na makipag-usap with your teammates. But goddamn, man, 8-7 in a span of a minute, pare, in between yung mga rounds, that's not gonna feel good para sa SS, that's for sure.
So a team that sometimes uses time as a weapon, now being forced against Vengeance ngayon as Alrets will hit a jumping shot kay J-Bice, pare. And hopefully, yung time na pinag-usapan nila ngayon, maayos talaga. Sundayshrooms will have a 7-8 scoreline against Vengeance na ngayon na medyo off tempo. They're feeling the heat, feeling the momentum. 3-1-1 setup yet again, expecting another aggressive push shot from Sundayshrooms na back-to-back rounds. Hasn't been working out, pare.
Has to be a different kind of direction na kailangan gawin dito ng Sundayshrooms. As in it around the corner, will get both of his former teammates. Zib will finally get him down, pero grabe naman yung simula dito ng Vengeance. This is the start that they were asking for. How the hell did Sua end up sa respawn? I have no idea. Pero si Ram na lang natitira dito in that CA position, and I feel like it is most likely match point. Vengeance inches away from taking their own map pick against itong Sundayshrooms. Granted, map pick to ng Vengeance. Sundayshrooms isn't too bad on this map, and ayun nga, with this kind of form, maybe that 2-1 prediction isn't too wrong, pare.
Totoo nga no? Azinet and Jeloy holding the fort down sa RS, expecting the second mid aggressive push from SUNDAYSHROOMS. They cut the numbers off with just the rifles. And at this point, pare, that heat, that momentum building up upon towards SUNDAYSHROOMS now as Zua entries on. The shot connects from Jakim. At least a bit more vengeance coming through from SUNDAYSHROOMS now as Azenit will get the 1-for-1 trade-off. Low on HP si J-Vice but still naka-AWM siya. So the firepower is still real from him. Kung ma-hit nga yung shot kay Azenit as he entries on, he expects it from the corner. He kills off the leader. More bullets to the corpse as well. A statement made from Vengeance as they're inches away from closing yung first set natin. As it will be a 2-1-1 setup. A set on full lockdown. Di pa nakiklear si Sib at mapapatay lang siya ni Jeloy. Ganun lamang. 2 versus 4. A site will be the call for the C4 down. Jakim Kunit will be a 1v3. Para mas-set point nila, pero yun nga lang, Vengeance will clean it out. 10-7. First set for them. Ankara ang home para sa Vengeance this time around.
Yeah, we are witnessing the peak of Vengeance dito sa Impact, and this is what they look like in their top form. So finally, nakita natin yung ganitong type ng Vengeance no, na kayang kumalaban dito, kung sino man ang pangalan, mapa-Matches, mapa-Heroics, mapa-Ria 7 yan. Granted, they lost to all of those teams. Pero, ayun nga, this feels like yung level dito ng Vengeance, no, na they can beat all of those teams, no problem. I just really wish na we saw this a lot more consistently siguro. But then, on the last day of group stage sa Impact up against the first seed, I mean, why not, right? Nandito na tayo. Vengeance, I'm happy that you guys are showing this.
Me too, pare. As much as we have our love over to SUNDAYSHROOMS, pare, we kind of have respect for a lot of the teams dito sa Impact. It is always nice to see an underdog team actually rise to the occasion. A team that honestly has really good highs, as I've been mentioning time and time again. Talagang, and their highs have been shown, displayed dito sa kanilang, not only on their GR side, but their expectancy for against SUNDAYSHROOMS. Talagang alam nila yung reads. Kapag papasok nila dun sa second mid, si Azenit at si Jeloy, malakas lang, on point yung mga pushes nila. Tapos yung every time na nag-entry sila dun sa may long A, na expected din yung aggressive positions ng SUNDAYSHROOMS. It's always like a perfect counter. Kapag nakikita natin yung SUNDAYSHROOMS try to a play, yung reactiveness from Vengeance, always a flaw, pero at this point it became a weapon. So talagang good job talaga for everybody on the side of Vengeance kasi maayos yung reads this time around and the firepower from Azenit nonetheless. Mainit si Idol ngayon, pare.
Yeah, for sure, no. I would be also playing that good if I'm up against two of my former teammates, pare. So, ayun nga, very, very nice na nakita natin yung ganung performance galing kay Azenit especially, no. I think Azenit has been struggling all throughout yung season natin. He has had some good games and, I'm really happy na he finally gets to show, what he's made of dito sa last day nga natin ng group stage. So, ayun nga, rest of the team played really good as well. This is what I was talking about na with Jeloy back on the team looks a lot more stable. Ayun nga, CJ, granted, he's a very good player, but firepower doesn't mean stability, pare. So, ayun nga, it seems like the team just looks a lot more comfortable, no, with this iteration of yung roster natin. So hopefully mapapatuloy nila to dito sa map number 2, no, considering na Black Widow pa yung map number 2. And even last year, this is the favorite map of Vengeance, and this is the map where they beat top teams on consistently. Wow. So napaka-scary nito para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS, not gonna lie. So someone has to step up. Ayun nga, Jakim, he was very quiet dito sa Ankara. Kid Ramel actually played really good dito sa Ankara Zib as well, but we didn't see the same eye-popping performances na nakikita nga natin dito sa Impact from the star players dito, man.
Yeah, honestly, pare, it's almost like na-inherit ng SUNDAYSHROOMS yung naging sakit ng Vengeance, where it's the parang overflow of firepower on this team as a whole. They have the aim, pero medyo the reads are kind of off at this point in time, which honestly is kind of surprising as a team for SUNDAYSHROOMS kasi kailangan lang nila ng onting time para makapag-invest into what they need to do in the next round, which is usually yung calling card nga ng SUNDAYSHROOMS. Kapag alam na nila yung pace at yung tempo ng team nila, ng kalaban nila, maayos na nila yung strat sa susunod na round. Then we didn't see a lot of that. It was just all aggressive pushes from second mid at saka dun sa may LA na di ko alam kung yun yung naging call ni J-Vice solely as a team or talagang buong yung mga players nga nila gusto nilang labanan talaga. But anyways nga, ito nga yung set highlights. Vengeance on their GR, very respectable talagang maayos yung naging reads nila laban dito sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. Pero sa BL sila sobrang nag-init pare. SS had no business with these aggressive pushes kasi alam na ng Vengeance kung ano yung gagawin.
Yun nga. I mean, I was just really just as confused as you know going into these last 4 rounds na SUNDAYSHROOMS. I don't know why they're trying to force a play dito sa mapa natin. Granted, it did work. Almost work actually. Pero, yeah, Vengeance, you fully know na Vengeance is just gonna hold at the start of the round. So, I think gusto yata nilang ulitin yung ginawa ni Zib nung isang round where he got the 2K from Hodel. Pero, that's not a consistently replicable na strategy pare. So I don't know what they were on about these last 4 rounds. Pero yeah, maybe they got a bit too excited, fully knowing yung Vengeance, so they're more structured kind of team siguro. So inisip yata ng SUNDAYSHROOMS, hey, let's hit them with something chaotic. Pero yun lang, didn't work out pare.
Parang chaotic nga all throughout yung naging plays ng SUNDAYSHROOMS. Usually a team that we kind of expect to be a little bit more stable as a team, a little bit more structured. Yung naging play nga nila from the last 4 rounds, we both kind of got a little dumbfounded kung ano mangyayari sa kanila. Na medyo naging volatile pa nga yung mga naging pushes nila. So hopefully maayos sila pagdating dun sa Black Widow, which is historically, you already mentioned yung naging record ng plays on Vengeance here historically. Even with the roster last year, yung SUNDAYSHROOMS naman, I think this is also a pretty good map for them as well naman. Granted na medyo a lot of teams here on Impact also has Black Widow as one of their favorites as well. So there's a lot of VODs to also watch out for. I think they also expected the Black Widow is also going to be a map that they're going to pick as well. So tingnan natin pare kasi yung Vengeance maayos nga talaga. May laro nila all the way back towards that set 2 as we're gonna take a look at yung set summary in just a short while. 3-2-1. Yun nga, 7-10. Vengeance winning this out. And Alrets and Hazenit, no? Talagang maayos ang laruan. And because of that, talagang consistently nakuha na ang Vengeance ang Ankara.
Yeah, and this is very sad as well, galing sa SUNDAYSHROOMS kasi this is one of the few games na Ram actually decided to step up to the plate, no? And unfortunately, ngayon pa nga sila natalo. J-Ba is obviously not the best performance galing sa kanya dito thanks to Alrets with his sniping. So, ayun nga, 10-7. Obviously, all of the players doing really, really well. But especially itong si Azenit, man. Captain, leading the charge, inspiring the rest of the team to frag with him. Ito naman si Suat, si Jeloy, they did what they needed to do dito sa mapa. Didn't really have to do much else right after.
Absolutely. Just bit of a reset needed for SUNDAYSHROOMS sa susunod nating set as hopefully that Black Widow map is gonna be a playground for both of these teams. And so far for Ankara, ang Vengeance ang kukuha dito ng puntos natin. As may time para makabawi ang SUNDAYSHROOMS pagdating dun sa ating set 2. Pero so far, in the set summary, it's kind of clear who really is rising to the occasion. Pero kung hindi pa yun obvious, I think it's safe to say that Kara is, I wouldn't say he's at the top form that we've seen from him, like 30 kills, masasabi natin from that Black Widow map last time. I think hasn't it really just displayed so much of his multi-frag potential and something that a lot of teams have been sleeping on when they're facing up against Vengeance. As we're gonna take a look at yung set MVP natin, the guy that you cannot sleep on kapag kalaban mo ang Vengeance, si Azenit. Heralding a 1.38 KD, and every round this guy has been fragging out talaga.
Yeah, of course. Span the crowd favorite para dito sa Vengeance, getting his due. 1.38 KD, 1.06. Pretty good statistics all around para dito kay Azenit. Especially when the captain himself, especially knowing itong si Azenit, literal flank. This guy would flank any opportunity he can, pare. And it seems like his flanks were working out. Not just that, his front-facing the fights dito were actually very, very good.
Yeah.
And it started off dito sa round na to specifically when it was 2-0, got the 3K dito sa TB, and I feel like naisip dito ni Azenit, okay, SUNDAYSHROOMS might not be in the best form today. Meron tayong opportunity na kumuha ng Ankara against sa kanila. And they took full advantage. And yeah, I mean, who are you gonna ask about dito kay Jakim at dito kay Kid from Hell other than their former captain, pare? And I feel like, yun nga, no, maybe he knows more than we think dito sa laruan natin, pare.
Yan nga eh. Medyo big brain na nga ngayon si Azenit as the whole of Vengeance has been benefiting from all the reads and everything that they have para ma-take down yung ating top 1 team dito sa standings natin. Pero ang SUNDAYSHROOMS, may time sila para makabawi dito sa Black Widow map kung saan ay pwedeng ma-1-1 pa nga. Pero maabot pa to sa 2-0 for Vengeance. We'll find out after a short break. Ako nga pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Sneaky Frog. And this will be yung Impact Summer. We'll come back after a short break, pare. Welcome back sa CFSPH Impact Summer 2025 SUNDAYSHROOMS versus Vengeance. Kasama mo pa rin mga casters Ramon at Sneaky Frog. At 1-0 na ang Vengeance sa Ankara win nila kanina. May chance pa silang makakuha ng 2-0. Lalo na at ito ang isa mga pinakamalakas nila maps. Pero ang SUNDAYSHROOMS, considering their talent, considering the form that they usually consistently show us, may chance pa sila makabawi. No? Ano yung thoughts mo dito, Sneaky?
Well, ayun nga, I feel like this is the best chance ng Vengeance na i-close out yung series na to kasi pag nakarating pa to ng compound, it's gonna become a bit questionable para sa kanila dito considering medyo maliit yung map pool nga dito ng Vengeance, no? So, para sa akin, I think they need to finish it now. I mean, it's Black Widow, it's your home court, but at the same time, SUNDAYSHROOMS also very, very good sa mapa na to, even from last year. They had very, very high stats, beat some really good teams on it, including PM, if I'm not mistaken, or they almost beat PM. Or PE ngayon sa mapa na to. So there's still plenty of experience, especially up against yung mga high-level teams natin on the side of SUNDAYSHROOMS. But at the same time, ayun nga, no, Vengeance, they have the most randomest strength pagdating talaga sa Black Widow, pare. Maybe it is the pubby style that you can play. Maybe it is, you know, yung more familiar layout para dito sa mga players natin. But still, yeah, I think PNG might have a chance to take itong Black Widow natin.
Yeah. A stat to consider, nalaro na ng SUNDAYSHROOMS 4 consecutive times ang Black Widow, and that's all 4 straight wins talaga. So there's a win streak happening dito sa Black Widow map for SUNDAYSHROOMS and an opportunity for Vengeance to claim yung kanilang pinakaunang win dito. Well, pinakaunang loss ng SUNDAYSHROOMS dito sa mapang to. No? So streak's gonna happen and hopefully yung Vengeance ka naman yung magiging panalo dito kasi they're cooking up a pretty good storm. A very surprising showing yung the players that we kind of not expected to outfrag everybody just really stepped up to the plate. No? We talked about Azinit a lot. Kara, I would say, also trailing up really far, not really that far behind. And hopefully, both of them really activate dito sa laban nila against SUNDAYSHROOMS as we're into that Black Widow map. BL on the side of Vengeance, very aggressively. They have LA control at napalapit na ni Suwa to try to contest itong short position natin.
Yeah, I really like this early game galing dito sa Vengeance, taking that long position in order to have that option for an ace split if ever. Short na lang kailangan nilang problemahan dito with Kid from Hell kind of bouncing around. At the same time, Zib has to be careful about that box. One check with an M4 and that is a dead man with only a sniper dito sa A site. But there is Kid from Hell in that short position. Suwa getting itong si J-Kim. J-Bice though with the return. Alrets and Suwa though, very, very low HP. So isang bala na lang from an M4 and that would be enough to kill both players. And that is one. Galing kay Zib, but good shot. Galing kay Suwa, taking down itong si J-Bice. That's an absolute banger of a flick. Pero meron pa namang isa tao na nandito sa B. Azinit will get ram. If they counter shots dito sa mapa na to, they know that the B site is clear pero hindi na yata nila kailangan bilangin. Kid from Hell gonna get sent 6 feet under dito, pare. As Zib, the only one left alive to save this one. Pero posible pa to sa Chris, not gonna lie. I mean, 3 low players with an M4, pero Azinit not gonna make it. 1-0 Vengeance. Like what I'm seeing.
Well, 3 kills coming from that balcony side pa lang. And so I didn't even need to move a muscle at all. SUNDAYSHROOMS audition sa may mid side. At nagsimula yun from that peak all the way towards the mid doors, pare. Almost like they were expecting the trade. And Vengeance already in towards that RS position, killing off si Kid from Hell. They want to take the tempo and they want to swing at it towards SUNDAYSHROOMS. J-Bice with the shot yet again. Suwa already nasa window natin. That's 3 kills for Suwa. Nasa loob ng A site natin. At patay pa nga tong si Zib. Vengeance want to swing at SUNDAYSHROOMS pero Ram gets a double. Yun nga lang si Alrets with the cold shot out. That is a 2-0 that we did not expect from Vengeance. Blink and you miss it, Sneaky Frog.
Yun nga. I mean, SUNDAYSHROOMS, honestly, yun nga, they're overplaying their hand dito sa mapa na to. Yun nga, it's fine to go for openers dito sa LA and dito sa short, but if Vengeance is actually expecting those kinds of plays, medyo magiging mahirap yun. Pero Suwa a bit aggressive on that side, pero yun lang, inuna na si J-Bice instead of Kid from Hell. Para Kid from Hell was not looking in his direction and he was worried more about the sniper, pare, and that's gonna cost him a life.
My goodness, pare. He just subbed back in 3 weeks ago. At mukhang na-miss niya mag-crossfire. Pasok lang kung pasok para kay Suwa. Agad-agad ay na-shutdown na dahil sa napakamabilisang reaction from SUNDAYSHROOMS. No? So back in towards 4 versus 5. Alres gonna try to contest nung si J-Vice, pero he takes a very different angle. Headshot found, does not hit the second shot. Asinit has a perfect chance to kill him off. He does. Pero napakaganda ng flash, so the reaction is there for Zip as well. Good timing on the trade. 2v4, rush on down from LA. They run and gun them down. At least they got the entry back in towards that slide position. Yun nga lang, di sila makaplant pare. Ang ganda ng flash, ang ganda ng presence. Ram gonna get one. Yun nga lang, naubusan yung bullets pare. Pero, but enough time. Ram's gonna kill off the last two players. Vengeance, they get knocked down by Ram and SUNDAYSHROOMS at the first round win.
Yeah, that long fight maybe taking a bit too long, pare. So, yun nga, Vengeance, despite getting that long position, still could not execute it on the site. Just like I was said, taking too long. Pero Suwa spotting itong si Kid from Hell. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Ram around the corner. Around the smoke, as in it will get him. And yun lang. I mean, SUNDAYSHROOMS, every single time na they're in a losing position, it's a play that is happening all over the place. Pare, maybe they did think na, okay, it is Black Widow. Maybe we can make more pubby plays. Pero, I mean, Vengeance, time and time again, stuck in not too bad of positions, except kanina. Pero Jakim could make all the difference dito, pare.
My God. Jacob has a really nice shot and he leg shots towards Kara. Actually, I think it's towards the neck as well. So, tamang-tama lamang. Leaving Asinit to the 1v2. He's done this before. Over from the set 1 na meron tayo kanina. Pero kalaban niya si J-Vice at saka si Jacob. Both players that are very much active dito sa SUNDAYSHROOMS sa Black Widow map natin as he has no idea. So gagamitin na lang niya yung oras. Tamang harap lang kung nasan yung isa, pero he has all the time in the world. Plant siguro dun sa may default play around LA, pero that will be in towards the favor of the AWM. So maybe find the pick. Gusto nga yung magkasama lang si Jacob at si J-Vice. Hindi na kailangan mag-ayos para sa 1v1 setup para kay Asinit pare.
Yeah, not really needed, honestly. And I feel like they know na B-side is probably the best bet if you do want to make a 1v2 happen. So J-Vice staring at that door. I mean, alam na nila na si Asinit na dito sa B-side. And I think he spotted itong si Jakim in that window position. So he's gonna be dissuaded in planting in that B-side. Ano kayang pwedeng gawin niya? Maybe short?
Short?
He could play window, pero it's dangerous eh.
Kaya nga. Anything. A very dangerous position for him. So Asin is just gonna play close na lang. Okay lang din. Pwede kung babalik tong si Jakim. J-Vice kasi have to trade, pero Jakim's gonna expect this. Try to peek onto the window. Narinig na yung shot. Good adjustment. Yun nga lang. Not enough bullets para mapatay itong si Jakim. Gets another peek. J-Vice gonna be in the 1v1. 10 seconds. Asinit doesn't even need to peek.
Oh!
Nga lang. J-Vice
ran.
saves it para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. 2-2-2 pare. Not the perfect trade, pero the right person para mapatay lamang yung last player.
Yun lang. Sobrang worried yata si Asinit na matatamaan siya dito sa kanyang paahan eh. Pero from that angle, you can't really see the feet in the truck position. So I think he should have just ran in the last 4 seconds. Pero Kid from Hell in that short position, not running from the fight at all. 1-for-1 so far. Asinit gusto mag-push ng mid. Nagulat si Ram. Pero siya baka nagulat kundi si Asinit pala. 4 versus 3. All of a sudden, the fast start finally goes in the way dito na SUNDAYSHROOMS. Pero hindi pa tapos ang labanan. There is still a skirmish on short. And the first 2 minutes, this is what happened.
Yeah. Ooh, what a shot from Jello. What a run and gun for Ikara. Already pare. Yung suntukan di natatapos para sa short position natin. Vengeances keep going. And SUNDAYSHROOMS, they're gonna rely on that LA setup. Si J-Vice mahanap lamang ni Jelloy from the shot. Ang layo nun pare. So naiisa na lamang kung si Jakim. As the AWM, usually we expect him from the rifle, pero Jakim's gonna get expected as well. Hit shots all the way towards the body. What a nice headshot papunta kay Kara as well. So 1v2, 35 seconds. Flash already in place para sa short push na ginagawa ni Jakim, pero the lineup from Alrets. And the third round win for Vengeance is inevitable, bare. Ang ayos ng Vengeance sa execute nila on the mid side.
There we go, 3-2. Good shot though galing dito kay Aldet. Pero Kid from Hell will also hit itong si Asinit. Suwa trying to poke them out of that door position and he's doing a great job pare. Suwa has been so annoying para sa mga stage players natin dito pare. I mean, granted an M4 can do some heavy damage but they didn't expect Suwa to know every single wallbang dito. Ram, the only one left alive who can do anything realistic. Pero si Aldrets na andito pa rin sa base. 4-2. Vengeance getting their 4th.
All over the place ang Vengeance, pare. And in a good way kasi bawat hanap nila ng fights, nakakahanap sila ng openings. Granted, the AWM really from SUNDAYSHROOMS just hits like a truck. Pero nakahanap agad ng adaptation yung Vengeance. They keep winning the fights over towards that LA position.
What?
Nakara with the flank. Asinit with a second shot as well. Vengeance on every front is killing off SUNDAYSHROOMS with Kara getting a double kill as well. And look at that, pare. A 5-2 for Vengeance. You talked about their last year's stats. We're looking at 2025 Vengeance looking to strike back against the top 1 team.
Grabe, Ram just got hit with an absolute heater dito sa B site. And he was the only realistic defender doon. Kara just straight up ran into B, went into mid RS, pati si J-Bice nadamay na rin. But Kara, the onslaught doesn't stop unless the truck player has anything to say about it. J-Bice will get him, pero nandito na si Jeloy. Nasa kabila B site, kabaong cleared thanks to J-Kim. J-Bice will get Asinit. Aldrets na lang natitira, and it has only been 30 seconds. He has 2 minutes to think about his actions, pare.
These are very fast rounds, Sneaky. They're both sending it. Talagang si Kara may kasama na. So, medyo expected na yung position as Aldrets. All he can do is try to kill off one of the players on SUNDAYSHROOMS. Granted, it's still possible. He kills off good from hell. And now it's a sniper 1v2. For everybody in the server, spotted again from the flank. J-Bice noted of his position. J-Cam gotta kill him off with just the cult. And it will be a 3rd round para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. They have a little bit of bite. Mukhang may panlaban pa against Vengeance, pare.
You got 5-3. Vengeance finally losing a round after a bit of a streak. Dito sa ating first half, Kid from Hell getting a bit frisky. Sniper in hand. Will get to it. One shot na yun lang. J-Bice nakisawsaw na rin dito kay Suwa. As Aldrets and itong si Asinit gonna try to get it back. Asinit will get 2! It's another 2v2! What is happening? J-Kim dito sa pinto pero spotted siya dito ni Asinit. Asinit takes him down to half HP. Hold on, wait a minute. C4 down all the way dito sa LB. Pero walang timing itong si Zib para mapunish ang cross. Instead, Asinit punishing itong si J-Kim for breathing dito sa stage. Zib na lang natitira. And even the CM takes him down. 6-3 Vengeance. The captain taking matters into his own hands, pare.
What is this, pare? Everybody from the last 4 rounds of that set 1 remembered that this game really is Crossfire. Ang bilis ng pangyayari. Talagang tamang run and gun lamang ng iba't ibang mga players dito sa server natin. SUNDAYSHROOMS gonna start things off dun sa may B-side.
What?
On the BL side. Jelly with a beautiful spray down on 2.
What?
So we're gonna start another one for Vengeance. They get themselves a 2v2. Yet again, back-to-back rounds tayo dito, Sneaky.
Grabe, I didn't expect Vengeance to go for a B crunch. That's not that type of team that I expected to be coming in dito sa may Black Widow, but this is a 2v2 either way. And they have won a lot of 2v2s, pero mali ang pre-aim dito ni Aldrets. Nasa baba, lumabas si J-Bice, nasa taas siya nakatingin. J-Bice seeing that Kara is still well alive dito sa mapa natin, and he is on half HP. If he misses a shot, he's a dead man. But good thing he doesn't miss. 4-6, SUNDAYSHROOMS getting their 4th on the board, the first on the second half, pare. Potential comeback? Maybe?
Possible? Pwede. Kasi playing with numbers now for SUNDAYSHROOMS, and they want to do it yet again. The same exact play without the resistance on the mid side. So Kid from Hell with the entry is perfectly placing himself. Aldrets with the XM1012 shotgun, pare. This is gonna be interesting. Pero si Ram nasa mid side na. Nakahanap na dito kay Suwa. Perfect flash all the way towards that RS position as Kid from Hell will kill him off. Jelly with 1 tap. Galing dun sa flank. It will be a 4v2. Yun nga lang. Aldrets with 2 kills. The shotgun is real. 1v2 for Jelloy, spray on through the smoke. Kid from Hell's gonna expect it, but Siv's gonna kill him with a double kill para sa kanya. That's 2 rounds in a row for SUNDAYSHROOMS, pare.
That almost worked para sa Vengeance. I mean, nakita ko na yung gustong gawin ni Aldrets doon by just staying in that position with that XM. You cancel out the entirety, or you cancel out the possibility of a door push. Pero yun lang, naubos yung mga miyembro ng VNG within that B site. Pero Zib, from that mid position, that smoke is blocking all of their vision dito para Zib will finally get 2 in return. Pero nandito naman si Asinit. Will get the trade, making it a 3v2. Suwa, a bit too greedy, brother. It's a 3v2. And C4 though, out in the open, Alreds with an angle, kaya hindi basta-basta mapupulot ang C4 thanks to the sniper of Vengeance. J-Bice, a known entity dito sa loob ng B-side thanks to that shot. And that is the 7th para dito sa Vengeance.
And all that chaos, finally, medyo naging disiplinado pa nga tong si Alreds, just waiting for Azenit to come in from the peak. But yet again, it's another aggressive push dun sa mid side that really has caught SUNDAYSHROOMS off guard. See the firepower from Zeb seeping through the window. And yet again, J-Bice has to do a lot of work para lang ma-predict yung timing yet again. But Alreds gonna not expect ng si J-Kim already with that headshot. Early 1 for nothing, and so far from the chaotic rounds, eto pa lang yung masabi nating sobrang slow round so far para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS, pare.
Yeah, and this is the first round. We did see Vengeance gonna struggle to see if they can regain some map control dito, pare. Pero Kara in a nice position, and everyone's gonna be distracted thanks to Azenit. Kara, opportunity of a lifetime to make a play para sa team mo. Ram, still well alive. Ram pulling out the C4. Kara will get spotted, pero nakuha pa rin siya ng dalawa dito. Sua in a 1 versus 2, but he's spotted from behind. J-Kim missing his entire mag. Pero J-Bice nakapasok na sa loob ng side. Sua fully knowing the possibility of that short player incoming here. J-Bice around the corner, down to 1 HP. Pero Sua, can he hide just in time? Still gets the ding by J-Kim. It's a 1 versus 1. 8 HP versus 8 HP, pare. Both players on barely any life support dito, pare. Sua with a better gun, but J-Bice with a better range. A minute and 10 to decide who is gonna get the momentum for this game. J-Bice, nakarating na ng long. Sua, nakapasok ng bintana. J-Bice now deciding the A side could be the plant that he wanted, and if he can get a slightly open position, maybe plant on top of one of those spikes na nasa loob ng truck, he could fall back all the way too long and make it a very hard 1 versus 1. And there goes the plant. Sua though, feeling ko aware naman siya dito na low na rin si Sua thanks to J-Kim. But then 33 seconds, plenty of time to think about whether you're swinging out just yet. J-Bice turnaround headshot. Not really. He just needed something in the body. 6 to 7 para SUNDAYSHROOMS after a very intense 1v1. Take it to only 1 point deficit.
Pre, but why pa si Sua ng ganun katagal, pre? In that 1v2, expected na sana perfect yung flash galing from J-Bice from the short peak. Pero,
it's called looking at the ground and praying, pare.
Grabe yung dasal. Prayer reveal tayo dyan. Sua, all that he needed to do was just hide from the box as Alreds hits the shot. Again, the short player is doing a lot of work dito. Vengeance with a flawless defense dito sa A site natin. Sa entry ni J-Kim, hindi na sasapat kay Jello yan. An 8-6 for Vengeance. Everybody from top to bottom, from short all the way towards under. Ang init ng Vengeance. Di nakapasok ang SUNDAYSHROOMS, pare.
Yeah, and that's a deadly coincidence para sa SUNDAYSHROOMS. Vengeance was actually looking for a double short play to get a 4v5. So hindi nila in-expect na apat pala yung nakatingin dito sa LA. And there was also a player from that wooden door position sa mid who can easily rotate and put some crosshairs on that cross. Pero yun nga, LA na naman ang pakay dito na SUNDAYSHROOMS. The third attempt in this game. Kid from Hell already very near dito sa metal box, but he gets taken down first. Ram, J-Kim trying to gain some distance dito sa loob ng site. Pero Zib, hindi makarating dito sa loob. J-Kim, Kid from Hell stuck sa loob. Pero si Ram gusto pa rin makipag-away dito sa A-side. Kara, wala na, hindi na buhay. Ram, mamamatay rin. 1 versus 2. C4 down. Dito sa may rampa, a decision has to be made para dito kay J-Bice. Match point or a timeout, and it seems like he's gonna go for a second one. Azenit, it's CM versus CM, and it seems like Azenit the better clan master for the day.
What the heck is just happening, pare? The same exact play na ginawa ng SUNDAYSHROOMS. Now finally, a bit more semblance of control kasi yung riflers nila from the smokes all the way, just expecting the peekouts from Vengeance. Giving a numbers advantage sana away towards J-Bice, who only needed to hit 1 shot. Pero yun nga lang, Azenit, the discipline is real from him. Trying to kill him off from that god box position. You can definitely see that Vengeance are poised to take this against the top 1 team here in PH Impact Summer. As it's now gonna be a slow take from SUNDAYSHROOMS dito sa may STB natin, pare. Paano nagagawin to ni Sua? He's been very, very well structured all throughout. Ram solo on HP, pero Sib with the entry. At pasok na agad tong si Kid from Hell. Kara's gonna have to hit the shot that he does despite the blinds, despite everything. He's still gonna keep going! A double para kay Kara. Yun nga lang, SUNDAYSHROOMS are still fighting. But Azenit, back on the lurk. Eventually with Call of Jacob, it's a 1v2 na para kay Sib to extend the game, to extend this set. Yun nga lang, with one shot, it could be enough. Called out and as it will end this 2-0. Vengeance on the last day of group stages will kill out the top 1 team in PH Impact Summer.
Here it is, the prime example on why CFS PH Impact is so fun to watch. This can happen. The 6th place team dito sa standings, maybe they're 5th now, I have no idea, beating the first seed SUNDAYSHROOMS. Also, which yun nga, Kid from Hell, J Kim, seems like your old pal Asinit still has it, pare. And it seems like that's just a reminder na, you know, Vengeance, despite their inconsistencies on, they're still a team na you still have to watch out for every single tournament, pare.
Oh man, outside, in and out of PH Impact, Vengeance will deliver now, pare. And almost like SUNDAYSHROOMS just were poised to take this, considering na yun nga, pare, they had a win streak dito sa Black Widow map nila. Vengeance just keeps on delivering sa mga times na nire-read nila yung overpushes ng SUNDAYSHROOMS, yung mga double, yung mga times na back-to-back na straight rounds kung saan same site yung pinupush nila. They always have a good game plan. And yung masterclass na ginagawa nilang high-low setup dun sa may short, dun sa may under, na talaga nga namang for those 2 rounds alone, it did elevate Vengeance's chances on that GR side. And what a performance for everybody across the board, pare. Talagang wala lang, hindi lang standout performances eh. As a team, as a unit, this Vengeance team really has been exciting dito sa ating last game, pare.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kara especially, no? I think Kara, ayun nga, no, excuse my lingo, he has the balls to make some plays happen dito sa mapa natin. I really like it na he's not afraid to be the guy to push the line forward para sa kanyang team. I feel like Vengeance, ever since na nawala nga dito si Kid from Hell, they kind of lacked that player that had the bite, that had yung that had the initiative, no, para gumawa para sa kanyang team. So I'm glad na Kara is on this roster, man. I feel like he's flourishing pretty well. I'm looking forward to seeing him dito sa mga ibang tournaments dito ng Vengeance. Obviously, hindi lang naman CFS PH Masters and Impact yung tournament dito sa Pilipinas, no? So, ayun nga, they might see me in like a LAN or 2 or something, just standing there siguro, just watching. Pero, ayun nga, Vengeance, yun nga, big dubs para sa kanila dito, honestly. I feel like it's been quite the up and down season para sa kanila. And they're still figuring out yung kanilang inconsistencies dito, but at least they end itong Impact with a high note, pare. Which,
totoo, pare.
Ayun nga, the cherry on top as well is beating itong SUNDAYSHROOMS.
Kaya nga eh. Out of all the teams, it was so many teams na pwedeng ma-topple yung naging win streak nila dito sa Black Widow, eh, no? Matt just did not do it. And Cypher Protein could not handle it. Yung Heroics din, pare, they also kind of took them over the line, even reaching yung overtime. 13-12 pa nga na panalo ng SUNDAYSHROOMS yun. In a lot of games on Black Widow, it's almost destined the SUNDAYSHROOMS take it. Pero si Vengeance pa yung nakakuha ng dub. And it's all off the back of these players nga naman na talagang mainit when it comes to the defense. This GR just shined all throughout para sa Vengeance, pare. And even though they kind of contended against SUNDAYSHROOMS doon sa BL side nila, on their defense, doon tayo nakakita ng napakamaayos na setups eh. Out-fragging ang mga players, ang mga star players nila on SUNDAYSHROOMS. And not only that, pare, Alrets getting the one-up against J-Bice, not only in the fragging department but on the reads. Yung mga mind games na nangyayari all throughout this game, talagang saktong-sakto laban kay Gerald, pare.
Yeah, for sure. And at the same time, man, I feel like it was just a very bad day galing sa SS. I mean, like granted nun, mas naging close naman yung first na series natin kumpara nga dito sa Black Widow, but especially dito sa map number 2, around some point na medyo nag-crumble na yung kanilang game plan dito, pare. They started to play a lot more puggy, pero ayun nga, no, that's what the map is made for. But I feel like this is more familiar dito sa styling ng Vengeance, more like old Vengeance, where they're very comfortable pagdating sa map ng Black Widow. They know what to take, they know what to not take. So, ayun nga, maybe it is the gap of experience. But at the same time, yun nga, no, minention ko nga kanina na SUNDAYSHROOMS, this was also one of their best maps, but seems like the boys didn't perform for the day, pare.
No nga eh. And sometimes it's not too bad actually consider that sometimes may mga bad days nga yung mga top teams kahit dito sa PH Impact, no? But let's take a look at the stat summary. Everybody performing above 1 KD, no? Just tells you that Vengeance, when they are activated, everybody performs as a team ng maayos, no? Si Azad at si Jeloy, sila nga naman yung parang nag-stand out all throughout, but I kind of feel like their GR just pulled out all the stops when it comes to their teamwork, their setups, yung A short extremity, tsaka yung under na nakikita nga natin na pinang-counter nila dun sa A long pushes. But I think it really was a good day para sa one team. Kind of a bad day for SUNDAYSHROOMS considering that si J-Best nga lang yung naging positive player natin, and his reads haven't been too bad, but everybody on the mechanic side talagang not too good sa department na yun, pare.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the stats dito looking at 4 stats galing dito from the Riflers, man, it's definitely a disappointing day for the boys over at SS. Yun nga, if I was J-Bice, I would fully understand him being pissed off at the team, no, for their performance for the day, pare. Kasi yun nga, I mean, if you are the IGL, you're also flagging out, and also knowing yung nature dito ni J-Bice, pare. I wouldn't be too happy about my team's performance, especially in a map kagaya ng Black Widow where it is familiarity para dito sa SS. Para naman dito sa Vengeance, great job on Asinit, man. He really deserves yung match MVP for the day with the way that he performed on map number 1 and 2. Rest of the team filling it out pretty well, pare. Walang naka-negative AP dito sa Vengeance, so it was really just a gun differential. So Asinit gonna get the set MVP, and in my opinion, probably the MVP of the entire series, pare, kasi grabe talaga yung captain of Vengeance, man. The Clan Master of Vengeance. Literally back with the Vengeance dito sa ating Impact, man.
Yeah nga eh. Parang minsan lang tayo makakita ng CM na nasabi natin can get us off of our seats. Usually si J-Bice nga naman yun, pero Asinit really has not only stepped up to the plate, pero step up na yung buong game niya sa buong naging series natin dito, So it's not gonna be out of reality na ma-expect natin siya as the match MVP all throughout, as he has performed gracefully sa pareho nating sets natin, Kahit dito sa Black Widow mapare, just consistently finding timings on everybody who's trying to rotate. And not only that, Kahit dun sa GR, di siya takot kumuha ng mga frontline defenses natin from that short, from that under. Sometimes makita natin din siya na mapagkat rotation. So very well done para dito kay Asinit, as it will be a win para sa Vengeance all throughout. 20 combined score laban sa 15 na meron on SUNDAYSHROOMS. Both of these maps very close, pero considering the leverage that SUNDAYSHROOMS had all throughout Impact Summer, is a big W para sa Vengeance despite them not qualifying to the playoffs. Maybe. Yeah,
I mean, it's a cherry on top. No? There's gonna be plenty of tournaments soon. Fully knowing yung timeline kung ano puno na ng mga mini tournaments natin. Once again, shout out to Crossfire Philippines, for that support, and shout out to Smilegate as well. But yeah, I mean, Vengeance are gonna take a tour dito sa Manila siguro, try and see if they can kind of fix yung kanilang mistakes from earlier in the season. And I'm looking forward dito sa kanilang possible na run, going into yung fall season natin. And I feel like Vengeance can easily qualify sa next season, man, with the way that they're playing.
Yes, definitely, pare. With the level that they are at right now, hopefully na maging consistent nga naman sila, kasi yun nga yung naging mahirap sa kanila, maging maayos silang kalaban sa Impact Fall. As we take a look now kung sino yung match MVP, is there any surprise sa si Asinit nga ulit to, pare? 3 times natin nakita yung picture niya for good reason. Very well performed on the both sets na meron tayo dito, and in this 2-0, I think it's safe to say nga na Vengeance really relied on Asinit sa buong naging series natin.
Yeah, pag Charles talaga yung first name, malakas ka mag-crossfire. So, pretty good job galing dito kay Asinit. And, ayun nga, overall, Asinit is a very polarizing na player para sa mga ibang tao, especially yung mga newer fans natin ng Vengeance dito. But as someone who's watched him for years, I'm glad that there is steady improvement galing dito kay Asinit, because I feel like he's been stuck for a while. He's been kind of stuck with the exact old ways ng Vengeance for a while. Obviously, a lot less structured kumpara ngayon. But now, you can kind of see yung slow improvement ng team. Yun nga, Kara, being able to carry the brunt of the entries, making it a lot easier para kay Asinit to look for those flank opportunities. And yeah, I feel like makikita natin yung Vengeance roster na to be together for maybe a while, pare.
Yup. A team that has that doesn't have the best consistency, pero when they feel it, their peak is mountain high, kumbaga. So hopefully, Azaret and the rest of the boys can figure that out, at makikita natin sila sa mga susunod na terms nga naman, as it will be a victory para sa Vengeance all throughout. It's gonna be a high note sa pag-end nila dito sa season natin sa Impact Summer, as we'll see a lot more of them dito sa ating PH community. But then again, SUNDAYSHROOMS, even though natalo sila, it's not too bad of a game. Pero so far, no? I think you have something to say before the break. Ano ba yun, Sneaky?
Shout out to Ryan Kenneth Ho and Jockey Panilong from Team Secret. Anyways, that's it, man.
Yeah,
That's all
okay. Shoutout nga pala sa kanila, no? Pero tapos na ang ating first series of the day. Pero we have one more before tayo makapasok sa ating playoffs. The last game of our group stages. And it will be Matches versus Reyes 7 at meet. The battle between the Cebuanos. So hopefully, babalik kayo dito sa Impact Summer kung saan maglalaban sila on our second series. Saka pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Sneaky Frog, and we'll be right back with Impact Summer.